Breakaway Jay from this here Breakaway Alberta channel. Guys, I want to talk to you about something. You know, in a previous video, we did talk about how the Alberta independence movement to break away from Canada and become our own independent state. This has, first they treated it as a fringe. American friends, actually, you guys will, Brexit friends too, you guys will remember this from when Brexit or the original Trump movement started. One of the things that they did was, it's a technique, it's really stupid and basic, but was they would get all their media friends and you pretend that it's nothing. So even if you know it's starting to grow a little bit in popularity, that's when you start going, you know, this is like 4% of the people of this, and so it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And we got a little bit of momentum going. And when that petition came out, so this is a petition to request a referendum. It's asking to put the question on a ballot. Do you agree that Alberta should cease to be part of Canadian Federation and become its own independent nation state? Okay, well, you know, it has just about blown people's minds. This is the dead middle of winter, and Albertans are coming out on weekday evenings, okay? A lot of these people have to get up at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning and put in a day's work, and they're coming out waiting for hours in sub-zero temperatures just to sign a petition, asking for a referendum question. Oh man. And so we discussed this in an early episode on my channel. If you look back, when that started happening, they spent a little less time with the just ignore it to just petty stuff like having somebody got paid for an internet influencer campaign, and it was just a bunch of little shitty bird toxic teens that were, weirdly enough, a lot of them were just not only not from Alberta, they were from just outside of Canada entirely, just sneering and crapping on people and flicking boogers at, you know, adult people. Then we talked about this on our channel. What's going to happen is they're going to start taking this very seriously. We predicted this. And I even said this on the thing. You're going to start seeing like actual like sabotage. I mean, sure enough, just hours after putting out that video, and I said, you got to watch out because they're going to start doing, they're going to be hiring people to start fights and protest or antagonize people outside of the meetings. They're going to, I didn't even think of the fire alarm thing. That actually is so common in Jordan Peterson events, and it was too with the Trump campaign, as well as on the universities, that somebody will pull a fire alarm to make everybody leave. They won. That's it. They ended your meeting. Well, that happened in Calgary at the Big Four arena. Actually, the Jordan Peterson, they did this where they actually have volunteers to stand beside the fire alarms, try to stop them. Sometimes they'll run in really fast and grab it and pull the alarm, but at least maybe you could. That's, by the way, is a very, I think that stopped when they actually did prosecute someone that did that. And they got serious fines and jail time. Okay, so if you pull fire alarms at Alberta Independence events, please know this. Is like you're going to get caught and you'll be actually incarcerated in a jail for potentially months and months at a time. You know, so it's not a prank thing when you do that, because you can get a lot of people killed that way. Stampedes out of what people believe is a fire or a fire alarm are very deadly. So never mind that you ruin an event, you could get a lot of people injured and killed, including yourself and people that are outside protesting as well. So if you're following this along, you guys, is now a mainstream We are a mainstream movement now. When you see what happens there at Calgary, which was a great turnout with so many people, when you look through, it's funny, people observed the video, said, there was a lot of younger people, families, and what a great cross-section, and everybody was so polite. And I love the fact, you guys, that when someone pulled the fire alarm, I think Jeffrey Rath was speaking right at that moment. Everybody knew what it was, and nobody cared and didn't panic or leave or end the event or anything. I want to tell you, it actually looks like there was a premier's meeting and that they were drinking. And then they were looking at phones at the Calgary, Alberta Independence arena, and they went, uh-oh. And they just, as they were having some drinks and talking, said, we got to do something about this. It's just, first of all, they decided to get, do you know that British Columbia, the province of British, actually elected, in British Columbia, they elected an occult leader. His name is David Eby, and they are an actual climate, like a pagan weirdo cult group that worships the nature or something. And then they actually got him to then start calling all the people in Alberta traitors. Whoa, really? Wow. And, that is amazing that you would want to pull that off. But, and then the stupidest thing, so Canada's gone stupid too. So then they send the Premier of Ontario. You guys, if you didn't see that, just go find it. It's the dumbest looking thing you've ever seen. Like, it's like he had to, get in another beer, go up there and go, hey, you guys, the Premier, your Premier in Alberta, she's going to step up and stop this. It's time to step up and stop this stuff. What are you even saying, dude? We're doing an actual democratic process. So apparently he thinks in Alberta we have a ruler who needs to step up and then can just stop the democratic process they were elected to do. And what I'm saying to you is that the actual response from, well, in this case, provincial government, but what happened is that someone, like they all sat around and went, oh no, this is getting too real. This is getting mainstream. Somebody better do something. And a few drinks in, they just picked these two to go say something. Just go say, call them traitors and then tell the Premier she has to stop. I don't know what they were thinking, actually, but it actually proves your point, is that they're so disassociated that they're just saying weird, stupid things that don't even have anything to do. First of all, you can't actually do that in Canada. What do you mean the Premier over there better step up and stop that? What? So I guess he thinks that Alberta is literally a slave colony, which is what Albertans have been saying. Like, it's hyperbole. But then the Premier of Ontario, Premier Ford, talks about Albertans as if they are some kind of slave workers, and that there is a ruler, a master, who better start whipping them, get those slave revolts down. What? And then this weirdo, this cult member from British Columbia, also, you really want to call people traitors? That was not a good move, calling people, your fellow Canadians, traitors for wanting to have a referendum, to ask the question. What were you thinking? Are you trying to start actual civil strife and violence? Is your cult, like, I know they have a death cult, but are you really trying to get death and dying going on? What are you doing? What were you thinking? But actually, like I say, the response, proves our point. This proves our point, is that they're completely disconnected and disassociated, and they do see Alberta as some like it's an oil mining colony, and they don't know why these. But they feel no problem to call these people. Hey, and then we saw how really bad it got. There are just lefty white ladies all over the X and the YouTube and Twitter and whatever it's called now. They're willing to step in front of moving vehicle. They're willing to get in cars and mow down Alberta Independence people, and they are really asking for. Oh, they also got the chiefs. We have some chiefs that are whores. They are actually male prostitutes, and they kind of like look tough, and then they put on a cosplay feather hat, and they tell people, "I'll help you pack your bags. I'll help you pack your bags to get the." I want to share with you guys some ideas, and the first one is. We talked about this before. You got to be a little strict about things. Don't just be turning the other cheek. And I know a lot of people will do that, especially anything that's kind of a conservative movement or something Christian. You'll see a lot of people who are just cowardly and they don't want to lose their stuff. And they're really worried about losing something. So they'll pretend that they're being turned the other cheek. But actually, no, you have to have a bit of a confrontation with them, and don't be afraid to do that. But I'm really liking what I'm seeing from a lot of Alberta Independence people, which is just hold the wheel steady and go, good for you. That's great. You're doing a good job. Okay, well, okay. You do push back a little bit. Like you do have to explain to them that there's not traitors. I'll call you a traitor if you want, because you're loyal to Davos and the World Economic Forum and a post-national state. So I mean, you're the traitors to Canada. We're the loyal ones. But otherwise, just keep going, you guys. I think it's great that there's been a strong. Don't talk to us that way. But also, everyone's just sort of carrying on. And, if you get comments on the social media, don't be afraid to give it don't entertain the little phony ones. I'm talking about actual public figures that are now going on the attack. Don't be afraid to say something back and then carry on. And one of the things too, guys, I wish we could do is we still need more and more networking, social media. By the way, you guys hold me to that. Sometimes I need to recommend channels and I need to network, and subscribe to other Alberta Independence channels. We need to retweet each other. And then obviously the in-person meetings, events, and rallies, people are hooking up all over the place. Like they are, I like something too. Somebody said they were there and it was just like sitting with friends and meeting their friends. And I said, oh, that's a very good spirit that's going on. So I really actually do believe that is right now is going to be the best strategic response to their hysterical, weird, disconnected replies. Okay, well, just anyway, they'll get over that soon, and then just keep moving forward down the field, because I think we want to keep going until we have finished signing the petition. Again, for people who don't know, it's a petition asking for the question to be asked in what would probably be October at some point. So, guys, I really like that. Yeah, just keep a steady forward momentum. And what's going to happen is all of these weirdos are going to kind of lose interest. Like they're kind of going to fall off a little bit, and then they won't know what's. And then all we want to do is that, and then start the the official campaign. Official campaign season, which will, what did we figure, February, maybe May? Yeah, May, June, July. So for people that don't live in Alberta, if you don't know, if you're not from a northern area, of course, that's going to be tremendous because typically speaking, people don't love to go out when it's freezing cold. But boy, do we like to go outside when it's summertime. And we got to catch up on all the outdoor activities. And I have a feeling that the Alberta Independence movement is going to get wicked hot. It's going to just rock and roll. And that's going to be, so yeah, I think right now, this steady giver and slow and steady does it. And just let these attacks just kind of bounce, push back, but just, excuse me, we're doing a petition drive. Yeah, that's great. Okay, just push. That's my personification of the best possible way. By the way, I want to add something. There are some takes that are not worthwhile. One of them is, and I don't see it that much anymore, but you know, it's the failure. It's the, oh, I see. Huh. So if Quebec does it, then everybody loves them. But if we do it, then we're the bad ones, you know. But this take does nothing. It does. All you're doing actually is telling your opposition, oh, I see. So you won, and then we're losing. So hypocrisy, you know. Anyway, don't bother with that. But yeah, I like it. I like the strong, slow, and steady, which feels very Albertan. And push back, but don't get too worried about it right now. It's looking very likely, and we mentioned this in the earlier video, why this will be taken seriously. If they start seeing that the petition for a referendum starts clocking in near 800,000 signatures requesting a referendum, they've now started doing a little bit of math in their head and realizing, this could actually, they could actually vote to cease to be a part of Canada and become an independent state. And it's now a very, very real possibility. In fact, they might even be sensing that the numbers are starting to look like a probability, more probable than not. Ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe, upvote, the bell, the whole deal, leave a comment. Bless you all. See you next time.